loves, my name is Angelique Cooper and today I'm going to be filming my everyday natural makeup look. This is my first tutorial. I can't believe it's taken me this long to do it. This has actually been my most requested video by you guys, so I'm excited to be putting this out for you. I hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, I'm going to share my everyday natural look with you guys starting now. So my everyday makeup is very simple and very natural, and I've actually already put on a moisturizer and sunscreen, so my next step is to spray my face with the Badescu. I know I always pronounce that wrong, so I'm sorry about that, but it's just the rose water spray. I am just going to spray my skin to refresh it before I put on foundation. It's always a surprise when you spray yourself with that. Then I'm going to put on the Dr. Brandt Pore No More primer. I actually just started using primer. I never really thought I needed it because it just felt like an unnecessary layer on my skin, and I never really found one that I liked. This one I really like because it is actually matte. It actually has a tint to it as well, so if there's ever a day that I don't feel like actually putting on makeup, I can just put this on. It makes my skin matte and doesn't feel like I have anything on, but it just kind of evens out my skin. Primer done. For my everyday foundation, I like to use a BB cream as my base. I'm currently loving the Physician Formula CC cream. I like that it's lighter, has full coverage, and it also has SPF 30 in it, which is nice. So a little tip when putting on your foundation, I like to blend it onto my neck, so that way you don't get the line on the bottom of your chin. It makes it look more natural, and it also makes it look like you know more what you're doing with makeup, because nothing gives it away more than when you have a line underneath your chin where you stopped putting on your foundation. Like, if I could give you any tip, that would be the tip that I would highly recommend. Most people don't do that, and I don't know why. But yes, blend into your neck. To finish my foundation, I add a little bit of the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It is super matte, so I don't like to use it by itself because it makes my skin look cakey. So I like to just add it on top just to add a matte finish and a hair more coverage to my foundation. I just add like a dime size of that. I don't like to use a brush for my foundation, at least not for every day, only because I feel like you use more product than you actually need. It just feels like unnecessary. Again, blending down onto my neck and blending into my hairline. So much foundation. Handy wipe. Now it's time for concealer. Finding the right concealer can be really hard. I personally don't like one that's too dry. I don't want it to be cakey because I don't want it to sit in fine lines. Currently using the Clinque Line Smoothing Concealer in 02 Light and in 03 Moderately Fair. I'm going to start with the 02 Light. I'm just going to make a triangle underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to take my beauty blender, which is the secret to all makeup, and blend out my foundation and concealer. I thought it was like an unnecessary tool that people were trying to sell you on, and then I actually bought one and realized that is the secret to making all foundation and concealer look good. The way that it works with your skin is just amazing. I don't know how they do it. So yeah, buy a beauty blender. It'll change the way your makeup looks. When blending with your beauty blender, you want to make sure to blend out around your hairline, over your eyelids, your neck, open up your jaw to get your chin, as well as the bridge of your nose and around your nose. Basically, you want to make sure that the foundation and concealer gets into every bit of your skin and gives an overall natural appearance. Believe it or not, I actually use 2 layers of concealer. The 02 Light I like to put underneath just to blend out my dark circles, and then I like to use the 03 Moderately Fair to actually brighten up underneath my eyes. Again, just going in and making a triangle underneath my eyes, and just doing a little bit on the bridge of my nose. And then just blending it all out again with my beauty blender. I realize with some concealers this might be an unnecessary step, but this concealer is thin enough that I can actually build upon it, so I like to use the 2 so that way I can brighten up underneath my eyes. Once I finish my concealer, I like to go in with the Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I just take a small fluffy brush and set underneath my eyes. Setting your concealer is a really important part of your makeup. It makes it so that way it sets to exactly where it is and doesn't settle in fine lines. Now I'm going to powder and set the rest of my face using the Lancome Dual Finish and Wheat No. 2 Warm. I'm just going to take a fluffy powder brush and powder my whole face except under my eyes because I've already set them with the translucent powder. So this is an awesome powder. It's very natural, very even. I'm actually biased about this powder, so I'm sorry about that. But it's actually a funny story. A few years ago, I was home visiting my mom and she was putting on her makeup and I'm like, what is that smell? I was like, something smells so good. I know that smell. So I started like sniffing around her makeup. I'm like trying to figure out what it is. And I realized she was putting on her powder and all of a sudden I went, oh my gosh, I was like, what is that smell? And she told me that when I was a baby, she used to use Lancome. I don't know if I just remembered it. I love this powder because it reminds me of my mom and of being a child. Not to mention it actually is a good powder, but that's the funny story behind this powder. Okay, moving on. So for my contour, I like to use a powder. I just find them easier for everyday use. I'm using the Lorac Take Me to Tantigo. I'm gonna go in with the Tan Diego around my hairline and around my cheekbone. So a little tip with contouring, just to go right above the cheekbone. It just gives the contour the right lighting. If you go too low, it can make it look a little bit off. So just be careful when you're doing that. Just go right at the top of the cheekbone. Next, I'm going to contour my nose, and I'm just going to take a small angled brush and go into the Tan Antonio color on my palette. I don't do too much contour on my nose because I don't like it to look too intense, especially for every day. So I'm just going to go in with a lighter color and just lightly contour my nose, just to give it a little bit of depth. Nose done. Then I'm going to buff out my contour by adding a little bit of bronzer, and I'm using the Nars in Laguna color. With this bronzer, a little bit goes a long way, so I recommend starting off slow. And also, with placing your bronzer, you want to put it right at where your contour is and a little bit above. And face is done. Woohoo! We have made it through the face phase. Eyebrows, the most important part of the face in my opinion. They just add depth and contour your face. If ever I don't have time to do my makeup, I always either do my eyebrows or brush my eyebrows because I just feel like it makes you feel more put together. So when doing my eyebrows, I prefer to use powder for every day. Again, makes me feel more natural. I am currently using the Brow Gal Convertible Brow Palette in Light Hair 03. That is a lot of information. First, you're gonna start by brushing your brows. A little trick when brushing your brows is you're gonna brush all of your hairs up. And then from there, you're going to smooth out the hairs, like an up and over motion. Another tip is you want to avoid brushing your brow straight over. You wanna give as much shape as you can, so you wanna brush up and over. Being under this light makes me realize how bad I need my eyebrows waxed. So when using a powder, sometimes the lines aren't as perfect as you may want them. So what I do is I just take a little bit of concealer and a tiny concealer brush, and then just go in and clean up my lines. Brows just make everything feel better. Now it's time for eyeshadow, but since this is an everyday look, I don't want to go too crazy on the eyeshadow. I am going to keep it more natural. I'm going to be using some shadows from this Tarte palette. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of it. I do know it was from last fall, but basically I'm just going to be using very neutral tones. I'm going to start with a base, and it's going to go over the whole eyelid, and we're just going to use a very neutral color. This one is Water Lilies by Tarte. I'm just using a very fluffy eyeshadow brush from Sephora. You're also going to take this light color and cover the brow bone. Then I'm going to go in with this light brown color from Lorac. I actually don't think they make this palette anymore, which I'm very sad about because it's been my go-to crease color. I don't know, probably like the last 6 years, so I'm going to have to find a new one, but it's just a basic matte light brown color. When doing your crease, you want to focus on the outside corner. So you're going to start from the corner and work the color inward, but most of your color is going to be focused on the outside corner of your eye. Final step and the key to completing a natural eyeshadow look is the lid. I like to put a lighter shimmery color on my lid, like right above my pupil, and basically what that does is it makes your eyes appear to be more open and bright. I know it sounds weird, but try it and let me know if it works for you, because it's been one of my secrets to my natural look since my mom taught it to me. Using this baby pink color to blend the lid into the crease and just blend those two colors. And then I'm going in with the Pearl Earring Light Gold Shimmery color to finish off my lid. So for my everyday look, I don't like to wear eyeliner. It's just too much work to do on a daily basis, in my opinion. And plus, this is a very natural look, so we're gonna do no eyeliner today, and we're just gonna be using mascara. So I got really used to not wearing mascara because I used to have eyelash extensions, but they all fell off on my last trip, so I thought that I would let my lashes breathe for a little bit, and it feels really weird to wear mascara again because it's kind of messy. I'm really picky when it comes to mascara because I don't like when mascaras have like a big brush. I feel like it just gets all over my eyelid and I can't control it. So I really like this L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara. My favorite part about it is that it is a comb and not a brush. So you can really get in there with these little bristles and really brush through your lashes and get every single one of them. Oh no, got it on my lid. If you guys can see this, but I got tons of mascara on my lid. See, this is why I need a smaller brush. A trick if you get any mascara on your lid though, is to get a small eyeshadow brush with like really firm bristles. Let the mascara dry all the way and then you can go in and almost buff it out. A lot of pressure to put mascara on while filming. Before I can buff out the mascara that I got on my lid, I need to let it dry. So while that is drying, I'm going to take a big fluffy powder brush and brush underneath my eyes and get any loose eyeshadow or translucent powder from underneath. Little trick for making your mascara look more natural is to take your eyebrow brush, this little brush here, and brush out your bottom lashes, and it'll just make your lashes look dark but not clumpy with mascara. Oh yeah, we gotta buff out our eyes. I really didn't get in on that eye? Impressive. Huh, didn't get any on this eye. Cool. Alright, we are almost done. Now it is time to highlight, and we are going to take the Anastasia Glow Kit That Glow and highlight our face. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and put it into the bubbly color. I really like the color bubbly because it has a pink undertone, so it doesn't feel like too much highlight for an everyday look. Then I'm going to take the excess that's already in my brush and put it on my nose. The very last thing I'm going to do are my lips. First, line my lips with a lip liner by MAC in the color Whirl. I'm going to whirl you away. Then I'm going to just finish with a neutral lipstick. It's Pure Zen by MAC. And completing my natural everyday look with the NYX Butter Gloss in Tiramisu. Love this color. And that is it. This is my everyday natural makeup look. I am such a makeup lover. Everything I know is from trial and error. It's one of my favorite things in life. So I am so happy that I could share this tutorial with you guys. I'm going to try to link everything that I used in the description box down below, so that way if you guys liked it, you guys can get it. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and if you guys try this look, be sure to tag me on Instagram so that way I can see all the beautiful looks you guys created. Also, if you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to give it a thumbs up so that way I know you guys liked it. And if you guys want to see any other tutorials, be sure to comment down below so I know which ones to do next. That is it. I finally did my first tutorial and I am so happy I finally did it. It was a lot of fun, so thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on the next one. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!